Lời đầu tiên xin chào các độc giả đã đến với website rèn luyện kỹ năng.com. Khi tìm đến với website rèn luyện kỹ năng, chắc hẳn bạn đang mong muốn tìm cho mình một công cụ tốt nhất trong quá trình rèn luyện kỹ năng. Kỹ năng ở đây có thể là kỹ năng lãnh đạo, kỹ năng bán hàng, kỹ năng mềm, kỹ năng sống và rất nhiều các kỹ năng khác. Thông thường khi nghĩ đến việc rèn luyện các kỹ năng như chúng tôi đã đề cập ở trên, chúng ta thường hay nghĩ đến việc tìm mua cái đầu sách hoặc tham gia các chương trình hội thảo. Nhưng trong cuộc sống bận rộn của thế kỷ 21, thời gian và tiền bạc là hai thứ luôn bị giới hạn nhiều nhất. Với sự ra đời của website rèn luyện kỹ năng.com, chúng tôi mang đến cho bạn một công cụ tốt hơn trong việc rèn luyện kỹ năng của mình, đó chính là các DVD rèn luyện kỹ năng. Bạn sẽ không còn phải tốn quá nhiều thời gian để đọc sách hay tốn quá nhiều tài chính để tham gia các chương trình hội thảo. Chỉ cần bỏ DVD vào đầu máy, ngay lập tức bạn đã có thể tận hưởng những thước phim quý giá được chia sẻ từ các diễn giả nổi tiếng tại Việt Nam và trên thế giới. Website rèn luyện kỹ năng.com cung cấp đầy đủ cho bạn các DVD rèn luyện kỹ năng trên nhiều lĩnh vực. Tất cả các DVD rèn luyện kỹ năng của các diễn giả nước ngoài có tại website rèn luyện kỹ năng.com đều có phụ đề 100%, hỗ trợ tối đa cho quý độc giả khi theo dõi. Rèn luyện kỹ năng.com cam kết chất lượng tất cả các DVD khi cung cấp cho quý khách hàng. Với hân hạnh được phục vụ cho rất nhiều các khách hàng trên cả nước. Chỉ cần click đặt hàng, trong vòng 1 đến 3 ngày, bạn đã có thể cầm sản phẩm trong tay. Rèn luyện kỹ năng hân hạnh được phục vụ quý khách.
My name is Morris Goodman. On March 10th, 1981, I left home on a pleasure trip. When I left, I had a loving wife, enjoyed a successful business career, and had a beautiful home. When I came back...
He'd arrested him, did CPR for about 7 minutes on him, had a defibrillator using. He did respiratory. Right now he doesn't have any respiratory effort. He does have a pulse. He's got a pressure of about 80 by Doppler.
What's his Glasgow?
Glasgow 3 at this time, not responding to pain even.
I got the family out here. Anything I can tell?
He's coma scale of 3 right now.
I just
a little
tell
bit of
him
history
that
on
he's
him from the scene.
unresponsive at this time.
Mrs. Goodman?
Mrs. Goodman?
I'm Sandy Goodman. I'm Morris's sister, Pat.
Hello.
I'm his mother.
Hello.
How is he?
I'm afraid I can't tell you what you would like to hear. His condition is extremely critical.
What are his chances?
I have been in the medical profession, Mrs. Goodman, for a good number of years. And the fact that your husband is alive at this moment made medical history. No one, to my knowledge, has ever survived a break in the first or second cervical vertebrae. Your husband's neck is broken in both those places. His spinal column was crushed. His larynx is damaged so severely that he will never speak again. He also is suffering permanent nerve damage, causing a dysfunctioning of the liver, the bladder, the kidneys, and the diaphragm, which means that he can't breathe and will never breathe without the use of a respirator. His swallowing reflexes are damaged so severely that he won't ever be able to eat or drink again. I'm sorry to have to tell you all this, but quite candidly, I don't think he can survive the night.
Morris? I knew I was going to have to ward off the negative expectations of the medical staff.
Usually, injuries such as you have sustained are fatal. The odds are not in your favor.
Every story has its villains, and the bad guys in mine seem to be society itself. When someone sustains injuries as severe as mine, they just expect that person to die. I didn't care what medical science expected. I knew what I expected, and that was to beat the odds and walk out of the hospital on my own 2 feet. and that's the way we work here. I want you gentlemen to know that we here at Morris E. Goodman and Associates are highly goal-oriented. I always have a battle plan in motion, one that will overcome virtually any obstacle, achieve any goal. I always set a short-term and a long-term goal, ones that will provide a major sense of accomplishment. My long-term goal was to walk out of the hospital a normal man.
This operation has never been done before. You have one chance in 1,000 of surviving. And the best you can hope for, if you do survive, is a wheelchair for the rest of your life. Now, if you understand and approve of this surgery, indicate yes by blinking your eyes once. If no, blink twice.
And so, with the blink of an eye, I set my first goal, to live.
That night we slept on the beach, as a matter of fact. After what we put him through, I can't believe he's still alive.
For what he's got to look forward to, though, probably been better if they just not pulled him out of the airplane.
I've never seen anything like it. We had him in there for 9 hours. We replaced his torn ligaments with plastic. We fused his neck from the base of his skull to the 4th vertebra. We literally wired him together.
What are his chances now?
Slim. Very slim. If he survives, he'll only be able to blink his eyes for the rest of his life. The only hope I can give you is that in about 20 months he might, and I can't emphasize that word enough, he might be able to sit in a wheelchair with the use of a respirator. And what I see for his future is a nursing home and a short, non-productive life. I'm sorry, but we did the best we could.
Society's conditioned us to lose and had plans for me to spend a lifetime just existing. The medical doctors left me with the impression that I would be a vegetable, and who was I to argue? But I did. That's not the picture I saw of myself. I had to believe with all my heart and mind that I would be normal again. When I would close my eyes, I would relive that fateful day and the events that led up to it.
Hi, I'm Zig Ziglar. Ever hear the word snob? If you don't know what it means, I'll tell you a little bit later on. It's probably a word that can mean happiness or sorrow, success or failure, maybe even life or death. But first, I want to tell you that man was born to win, but he's been conditioned to lose. Other people tell us we can't do something, we believe it, and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, and then we really can't.
As my condition stabilized, I had more visitors, and the need to communicate motivated my sister Pat to invent a code that was more sophisticated.
Body card? No. Key systems card? No. Person's card? Aha, alphabet card. Okay, Morris, which box is the first letter in? 4th box. Which line? First line. S-T-U-V. T. Okay, second letter. Which box is the second letter in? 2. Which line? First line. Thank you. You're most welcome.
Is there something you'd like to say? Do you know how to communicate with him using the chart?
I sure do.
Please hurry up.
Box. 1 or 2. Letter. Box. 1 or 2. He says you're a great doctor. Do you realize you've just done more with 2 words than the entire nursing staff has been able to do in 2 years?
My number 2 goal was to breathe. I had to be free of that machine. I would now try to inhale a little air into my lungs, but my chest ached. After 100 breaths, I would stop to see if my lungs would expand on their own. I kept trying, but nothing was happening. When sleep came, the pictures came back. The runway was only 1,300 feet long and required a letdown over telephone wires. I reduced speed to 75 miles per hour. As I lay on my bed thinking about how powerful a mind is, I remembered an evening at my neighbor's home and a story he told me that helped motivate me to keep going.
Morris, you're a fan of Zig Ziglar's. Ever hear the story he tells about the middle-aged man working on a refrigerator car?
No, I haven't.
Well, he was accidentally locked inside. He banged on the door, he yelled, and he screamed, but no one heard him. And finally, he accepted his destiny. He sat down, his body became numb. With his fingers, he scribbled a message on the wall for those that would eventually find him. He said, "Getting colder now, starting to shiver. Nothing to do but wait. Slowly freezing to death. Half asleep now. These are my last words." 5 hours later, they opened the car door and found the man's body. Now, a sad story, but here's the twist. The temperature inside the car was 56 degrees. The refrigeration unit was broken. There was plenty of air for him to breathe. The man simply willed himself to die.
If the mind was that destructive, surely it could heal too. I decided on a specific day and date to walk out of the hospital. Christmas.
Hi, Morris. I'm Kathy.